Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be another one of my top 5 videos. Now by now I would think you guys know what exactly this whole series is, but just in case you're new to my channel, I'll go ahead and leave a link right here to my top 5 playlist so you guys can go back, check and see some of the other videos that are in this series. But basically I'm just bringing you top 5 in all kinds of different categories. Top 5 with particular brands, top 5 drugstore, top 5 beauty supply store, all that good stuff. So again, if you've missed out on some of the videos, just click through that playlist and I'm pretty sure you'll find something that interests you. But this particular top 5 is all about my top 5 under eye concealers. I'm one of those type of people, I need concealers. I was born with bags. I have darkness underneath my eyes. It's genetic. It's nothing I can do about it. I've tried the creams, I've tried all the home remedies and all the other stuff that does not work. So now I'm just living with it, but I definitely feel like if I'm going to do my face, I need concealer. And even sometimes when I really don't want to do too much of a glam look, I like to add concealer again just because I have darkness in bags. So I'm just going to bring you guys my top 5. Again, I am a combination oily person, so if you have dry skin, it's not to say that these concealers won't work with you, but you may have to tweak them a little bit. But this again is just what works for me, my skin tone, my skin type, and just concealers that I love. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first concealer that I have to show you guys is actually the newest concealer to my concealer collection, but y'all know if it made my top 5, it obviously has to be good. It is the new Kat Von D Lock It Concealer Cream. Here is what the packaging looks like. I have mine in the shade D31 Warm. Listen, it's not too many products that I have an instant love with. Like most of the time, obviously I want to use it. It takes me a while to like warm up to it and then I form my opinion. I promise y'all, when I first put this concealer on, I was in love. The coverage is amazing. The way it blends out, the way it sets, like this is just a winner of a concealer. Now the one thing I will say is that this concealer has more of a thicker consistency, but even though it has that, it does blend out really well. It has like a doe foot applicator, and then I'm just gonna swatch a little bit of it. So again, I have the shade D31. It's a concealer that I'm wearing today. This just sets so beautifully. I have her original Lock It Tattoo Concealer, and I really love that one as well, but I feel like this formula is so much better. So I'm not exactly sure like if she went in, changed the formula, tweaked something, or what. All I know is I love this concealer so much. There is a really good shade range, so I definitely feel like even if you're on the lighter spectrum to the deeper spectrum, you should be able to find something that works for your skin tone. But I love this one. Love. The next concealer that I'm going to show you guys is definitely like one of my holy grail ride or die concealers. Speaking of ride or die, if you guys have not seen out my ride or die makeup tag video, I will leave a link to it right here. Definitely check it out so you can see like what are some of my no-fail products, and I included this concealer in that video. These are the MAC Pro Longwear concealers. Here is the packaging. I have 2. I have NC45, also NC42. NC45 is when I want like more of a skin tone type of concealer, but if I want more of a highlighted look, I will go with NC42. Love these. I also think that you can actually use these for foundation. They give you a nice size amount. The coverage of this concealer is just really that good where you could use it as a foundation, so it could kind of double for like travel or something like that. The only thing I don't care for about these concealers is the packaging. It's a glass bottle and I have had one shatter on me already, so you really want to be like careful with it. But besides that, these things right here, oh my goodness. This is like my all-time favorite, like one of my all-time favorite concealers. I love it so much. Great coverage, sets beautifully, blends out well, doesn't crease as long as you set it, and yeah, just love it. So the next concealer that I have to show you guys are from Sephora, and these are the Sephora Bright Future gel serum concealers. Again, I have 2 to show you guys because these are the 2 that I use. Now I have only been using these concealers for, I want to say maybe about like 5-6 months or something like that, but I do really love the formula of these. I have the shade number 14 Toffee, which is this one, and then also number 13 Caramel. It just really depends on like how tan my skin is to say which one I use. Number 14, I found that I use that one more in the summertime when I have more of a tan. And then number 13, during the summertime was really good as like a highlighted concealer. In the wintertime, it'll probably just work as like a regular concealer. But I really love the formula of these. The only thing I have to say is that the shade ranges, it's weird. Like, you really have to kind of play around with them in store. I don't feel like you want to go and just pick up this concealer just by looking at it and saying, okay, I think this will work for me, because sometimes like the undertone of these can be a little bit iffy. But once you find your shade in it, I really love these. They're really affordable. Sephora products are affordable to me anyway, and I always feel like Sephora has some really great products underneath their brand, and a lot of people sleep on them. These concealers to me are a bit slept on because I do feel like they're battling some of the higher end concealers, and I really love them. So this next concealer, let me tell y'all, I have such a love-hate relationship with this concealer. Sometimes I use it and it's just like, oh my goodness, flawless, beat to the gods, yes honey, yes. And then other times I use it and I'm just like, I hate this concealer. Why did I put this concealer on? What was I thinking? But it is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Here is what the packaging looks like. And I know that this is a much raved about concealer here on YouTube especially. I want to say YouTube was the reason why I purchased this in the first place. I have mine in the shade Medium Dark 1 Biscuit. Now, when this concealer works, again, flawless, beat, snatched to the gods. But if you don't set this concealer properly, at least for me, I feel like it creases so fast and it just looks so horrible. So you definitely have to like set this. This is not one of those concealers where you could just like put it on, maybe put a little bit of face powder on and then go. No, you want to set this because that's where you're going to get the most benefit out of this concealer. Again, when it works, beautiful. But if I make one misstep with this, it's just like, child, no, bye, baby, no, baby, no. So I want to throw it in there because I do think it's a really great concealer. Again, when it works, as long as you like set it properly and work with it properly. But if not, definitely a love-hate. It's a reason why I love it, but it's a reason why I hate it as well. And then the final concealer that I have for you guys is a drugstore concealer. I have recently fell in love with this concealer. It was one time where I was using this non-stop. This is the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Concealer. Here is how it looks. I have mine in the shade Honey. I think this may have been the deepest shade, or there may have been like one after it. Y'all know drugstore, when it comes to their concealers, they're not always the best for us dark skinned girls. But I do really love this. I love how this is more of a highlighted concealer. This just sets so beautifully underneath the eye to be a drugstore concealer. That is it right there. So again, as you can see, that's obviously not my shade, but I do really love this when I want to go for more of a highlighted under eye type of look. Again, this concealer to me is battling some of the higher end concealers because it blends out really well. It's not as thick though, I will say that. If you have like maybe a lot of coverage that you need underneath the eyes, this is not the thickest concealer. It does give a really good coverage if you don't have like a lot of problem areas. It blends out like really well, but it just has like more of a liquidy type of consistency. It dries down though, and I really love it. Again, pretty much with all of these concealers, I do have to set them with a powder, just again because I'm combination oily. So I feel like once you set it, it just works really well. And again, drugstore CoverGirl, super affordable, and what's not to love about that? So that is it for my top 5 concealers. Definitely let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you think of the products. If you have some of these, you love them, you dislike them, all that good stuff. You guys know I want to know that down below in the comment section. Also, let me know what are your top 5 concealers, or even if you don't have top 5, what's your top 3? What's your top 2? Top 1 if that's all you have. Let me know so I can definitely check them out at some point and see why you love them. But until next time, bye YouTube.